Thinking Aloud. Conversations on the leading edge of knowledge and discovery with psychologist Jeffrey Mishlove.
Multiple personality disorder. It's a term I think I prefer.
To dissociative identity.
I do, yeah.
I do too.
When we look at it, there's oftentimes physical changes associated with each personality.
Fascinating physical changes. So sometimes alternate personalities will differ with respect to their allergies. Some might be allergic to citrus and others not. Some might, in the famous case of Miss Beecham from Morton Prince, one of the personalities, or several of the personalities, could be subdued with chloroform, but another personality named Sally would emerge fresh and seemingly unaffected by chloroform. Eyeglass prescriptions can change, musculature in the face and elsewhere in the body can change, handedness can change.
I've even heard that the colors of the eyes change.
I've heard that too.
So, I mean, these are extraordinary changes that might lend somebody to think that something paranormal is going on. And we'll talk about that more in our third interview.
That's a leap.
Yeah.
It seems to me more likely that we're just dealing with unappreciated capacities of normal living human beings.
And which are very important to understand.
Perhaps abnormal, but I'm not sure paranormal.
Okay. And I'll just mention now as a little preview that our third interview in this three-part series that we're doing will focus in more detail on the relationship between multiple personalities and other related sorts of paranormal phenomenon. But let's get back to the issue of the personalities themselves and what it's like. Some people seem to feel that, as I understand it, they don't consider it a pathology. They just consider it a way of being.
There are some multiples who like to think of people without multiple personality disorder as suffering from single personality disorder. And the reason they've said that is easy to understand, because at least the more functional multiples, those who've managed to find a way of existing without being sabotaged by the switching of personalities, they often find ways of handling problems that are not available to non-multiples. So, for example, if the multiple is in pain, he or she might be able to switch to an anesthetic personality. I know of one graduate student multiple who would divide her coursework among altered personalities with appropriate abilities. So the one good at math would take the statistics course, the one good at art would take the art class, and so on.
Now, a lot of work in hypnosis suggests that states of consciousness close to multiple personality disorder can be induced through hypnosis, but in general, my understanding is that people who are suffering as a pathology, multiple personality disorder, typically come from backgrounds of early childhood abuse.
Or trauma of some kind. I think that's by now pretty well established. I mean, there are some controversial cases, but we know of many childhood cases, for example, with a documented history of abuse where the children have multiple personalities. They certainly didn't get the idea by reading the literature on it. So the general view of multiple personality that I think has become more or less received by now is that multiples are dissociative virtuosi who can respond to trauma or abuse in ways not available to those who are not so gifted dissociatively.